Hey guys, welcome back to the DC show.
In today's video, we got a whole lot of MCU news and rumors.
Stick around.
All right, so maybe a little bit behind, but we are going to talk a little bit about What If Season 2.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of Marvel news and rumors to discuss today, so we have just going to start off with what's the oldest stuff. So yeah, What If Season 2 came out end of last year, and what did you think of it? 9 episodes?
It was definitely a little bit more positive than the first series or the first season. First season was a little bit of a downer.
Well, yeah, for sure. This definitely had some dark moments towards the end. Pretty creepy with Supreme Strange, though. So
Sure.
Obviously, spoilers if you haven't watched it.
But definitely not as like depressing as the first season. The first season, almost every episode, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, was like really just a downer.
Yeah, for sure. This one it felt like the other first season. It didn't seem to connect till like the last 2 episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
This one definitely felt more connected from the beginning. But obviously the culmination of it all is towards the end. So, I think because we kind of knew what we were getting into, they probably just made it a little bit more upbeat.
Yeah. But I mean, we had the episode in season 1 with Hank Pym pretty much taking out everyone. And we had zombies, which was pretty depressing. All these, zombie Avengers and superheroes. So,
and then Strange getting into that depression, trying to find Christine and save her. And
so they definitely tied it all in with the season 1. We did have, the
Captain Carter,
Captain Carter kind of being a returning character who's kind of been moving through time. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite series, but It's still pretty good. I mean, it's something to enjoy in between these now longer stretches we have of movie releases.
I liked seeing Hela get a chance to be a good guy, and her and Wenwu teaming up for like traveling through the multiverse to go after Thanos. So Thanos gets beat up a lot in the show. It's really weak in What If. He gets cut in half in season 1 pretty quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah. So eventually we'll get some more Thanos. I'm sure they're going to have a King Thanos or something's going to happen like that at some point. They're already doing the new Marvel Disney ride that's coming out, I think supposed to be later this year at California Adventure.
Oh, nice.
It's supposed to be like a multiversal ride. It looks like kind of like a 3D ride, almost like Transformers or something. I don't know for sure. But I'll put an image up where you got King Thanos and all these different multiversal characters like flying in cartoons and everything. So that'll be cool. So I'm sure they'll bring him back at some point, especially with Secret Wars and whatnot.
Yeah. How'd you feel about getting to see some actual like Steve Rogers?
It's cool. Yeah.
Like in his actual super soldier, body instead of a little scrawny Steve Rogers, in the Hydra Stomper.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, getting to see him. He was the what was it called? The Forerunner?
Yeah.
He was the Forerunner. Forerunner. He is that in the comics as well. Obviously it's a little different. But it's pretty cool that they brought him back and kind of tied up their love story and still getting to like say that they're still not together, but in some universe that they do get together.
Yeah.
Which they showed. I mean, him going back in time, got to his dance with Peggy, eventually even in 616. But
did you have a favorite episode of the second season of What If?
I can't remember the title. Probably the 1606 one was probably, or 1602.
I think it was 1602. Yeah.
What if the Avengers formed in 1602? That one was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think that might have been one of my favorites as well. Obviously, there's some pretty crazy stuff that happened in the last episode.
Yeah, for sure. They got kind of overpowered, OP as the kids would say, between Cohorty, and Captain Carter. They got pretty much like were taking over all the different Avengers and Thor and all these different, and Hela, all these different powers that had all combined, kind of like a combo man. And in the comics with his Hulk powered hair.
His Hulk powered hair, yeah. Go watch out for combo man.
I'm not gonna see heaven now.
Oh no.
Just kidding.
That sucks. Feel bad for you.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny though. It looks like he does have Hulk hair, Combo Man.
Yeah.
Guess that's his.
I didn't even know what Combo Man was until that guy posted that, and I just thought that was
and I didn't until I saw your comment and everything with the post. So
anyways, so we got some Cohorty, which is a brand new character, which is pretty cool, part of the Mohawk tribe, and her episode, she spoke mostly, I think it was all Mohawk. That was a pretty cool episode, getting to see how she got her powers and all the whatever realm that was in. So that was cool. And then getting her to come back and speak in English so we can understand her was nice too.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, I enjoyed the series. I don't know. They have plans for season 3. Have they announced anything yet?
I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that they'll do season 3. I think they already started it. Didn't know they did because they had that little clip of
That's true.
the Red Guardian and Bucky.
That's right.
So I'm pretty sure
that clip looked pretty good too.
Yes.
I mean, I like. Is David Harbour doing the voice?
That I'm not sure. I'll have to listen to it again.
Yeah, I don't recall if it was. But a lot of the voice casts or a lot of the actors came back to voice their own characters. There's a few that didn't, but
it was nice hearing Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. No Robert Downey Jr. unfortunately, and
but I think the guy that did the voiceover did a pretty good job.
Yeah, no, I think he did too. And then it's been Lake Bell who's been voicing Black Widow. So no Scarlett Johansson for that, but Lake Bell's been doing a great job too, I think. So
yeah.
So overall, it's been good.
How did you like Happy as the Freak?
That was interesting.
I never knew of that character, the Freak, either. Obviously, it's from the comics as well.
I didn't either, and I didn't realize in the 1602 episode that was Happy. I didn't realize at first it was him.
It started to change.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna piss him off." I was like, "Oh, that's Happy, and he's gonna change." I was like, "Eventually, he's gonna change," and he did. So, it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, if you guys checked out What If Season 2, what did you guys think about it? What was your favorite episode? Let us know.
All right, guys. So the next topic is going to be Echo. That series just dropped, and
all 5 episodes. Yeah. Marvel Spotlight's a new thing that they're doing, so we'll see if they get any more spotlights. But yeah, so it was 5 episodes right at the bat. Mm-hmm. What did you think of it?
I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
Wasn't an anticipated show I was looking forward to, but with the showing a lot of Wilson Fisk and a little bit of Daredevil, it had some promise. And no offense to Maya Lopez's character, and Alaqua Cox was amazing in that role. I think, especially being the fact that she is deaf, so she, knows sign. She is an amputee.
Sure.
So a lot of that stuff she's like perfect for that role. Yeah. Just the character itself is not the most exciting character. Her powers are a little different than in the comics.
Yeah.
But essentially she's similar.
Quite a bit different.
Similar to Taskmaster in the comics, where she can kind of mimic people's powers.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I'll maybe talk about some of the things I didn't like so much, but there were some positives too. So I'll start with the things that I didn't really like. I didn't really like that it didn't really tell us much about what their motivations were. Like, what was she trying to achieve? What was Kingpin trying to achieve? Yeah. I mean, she takes off to this small town in Oklahoma, and I don't really know why. It didn't really explain why.
Other than she was trying to get away from Fisk's men because she thought she just killed him at the, from the Hawkeye show.
Yeah. So, I mean, she essentially has something of like a safe house to go to, at least, to create some sort of a base of operations. Yeah. But then she really, her goal seems to be that she wants to take over Kingpin's operation.
Yeah. She says she wants to be the queen.
Yeah. But she does this by going to Oklahoma and sending a wait, are we gonna get into spoilers? I don't want to
yeah, no, go ahead.
Or anything. Okay,
sure.
so
spoiler
warning.
Yeah, watched it.
Yeah. So essentially, she goes to Oklahoma to put a bomb on a train to send back to New York, and it's like, why didn't she just plant the bomb in New York?
And that was a little weird. How it seemed like she was trying to steal something, and she breaks in all this tech, gets in there, and then just plants the bomb, and then kind of leaves and reseals it.
Yeah, it seemed like a very roundabout way to bomb one of his facilities. And then you just tied in your hometown. Yeah. With all that,
because the guy even said, I don't remember the character's name, but he was like, I don't want you to bring that war here.
Yeah. It seemed like you could have just, once you left town and things blew over for a little bit, then you could have gone back and planted a bomb in there. Yeah. You didn't need to go through this whole train heist thing and whatever. It was an interesting part of the show. It was some action and stuff, of course, but it seemed very unnecessary. And then you just brought the whole war to your hometown, which doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. I don't know what Kingpin's motivations were. He shows up to get her, to bring her back.
He must know that there's something special about her if he's really that motivated to get her back. And obviously they have a closer relationship from when she was little. They show a lot of the backstory of her growing up and him being there because her father worked for him, and obviously he was killed in the Hawkeye show by Ronin Hawkeye, but from what Daredevil told her is that her boss was the one that wanted him dead. So I don't know. Did that mean Kingpin hired Ronin to kill?
Yeah. I mean, he I thought we found out that wasn't actually, it's been a while since I watched the Hawkeye series. Sure. I thought it wasn't actually Ronin. I thought it was someone in a Ronin suit.
Or maybe, yeah, you might be right.
I don't think it was actually Ronin. Yeah.
Either way, it's implied that it was.
But Kingpin did orchestrate it either way.
Yeah.
He even said in this show, he said, I'm going to kill you and your family like I killed your father.
Yeah.
So he definitely orchestrated that. And
I did like his tech, the tech where he could sign to her, but just by talking. That was
I was surprised she just threw that away. It seems like it would have been worth keeping at least.
Yeah, that was super brutal of how I got rid of the translator. I was like, oh dang, just murked her. And Echo has no idea she's deaf.
Yeah, so they had released that. I'm not sure if you saw it, but Marvel had released that ahead of time. Sure. It was like a minute-long scene that they released on YouTube. And I had watched that, and it really captures just that pure brutality and just cold-heartedness of Kingpin, which I was glad to see because that's him in the Netflix series, Like they did a pretty good job of carrying that over from the Netflix series.
Those are all officially canon in the MCU now.
It sounds like it. I forget the guy's name
on the Marvel timeline.
What was his name? Brad. I can't remember his name. The one of the creators or producers on
the Netflix stuff.
Marvel, who is now saying that in his mind it's all canon. Basically, everything's on the sacred timeline. Even so, it's not even like a separate multiverse. It's on the sacred timeline. So
which makes it interesting. Like I saw something about how like Mahershala Ali's character, because he was in Luke Cage, he's gonna be Blade. So how are they gonna address stuff like that if it is part of the same universe?
But they've had several other characters who have played multiple characters as well, and I'm sure as Blade he'll probably look slightly different. I mean, he's obviously gonna have some vampire teeth and probably gonna wear glasses a lot,
Sure. I'm just saying like stuff like that, and it's interesting because if Hawkeye or Ronin wasn't snapped during the blip and neither was Daredevil, are they going to go to some kind of, during Daredevil Born Again, they're going to show like a battle between them, like Ronin and Daredevil going at? That'd be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool.
So they have 18 episodes to work with when they get to that show. So I'm sure they're going to have a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with that whole kind of bringing the Netflix stuff in, it sounds like they might be doing a little bit of rework. Well, we know they're doing reworking of the Daredevil series. They pretty much scrapped it. Feige watched some of the episodes. I guess they had filmed roughly half the whole series and then they scrapped it all. It sounds like the rumors now are that we're getting Karen and Foggy coming back into Daredevil, which they had not been recast or they hadn't brought those actors back in. Yep. But it sounds like they're going to now. I don't know. It's
rumor.
It's not officially confirmed. But, a lot of people are saying, hey, Marvel's finally listening to the fans. There's a lot of us. I know maybe, I'm not sure about yourself, but my wife and I are like really big fans of that trio.
To you and Amber, and she was like, yes. She was super excited.
Yeah, that dynamic between the three of them, is it Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, and Matt Murdock, like their friendship, their relationships are so believable to me. It really makes that series just feel, really kind of like real,
Yeah.
So,
and it's setting up with the Daredevil series and Fisk potentially being the mayor of New York.
Yeah,
it'll be like a political versus a legal battle, because he's a lawyer or they're lawyers, Nelson Murdoch and Page.
Yeah.
And then against Kingpin, who's going to be probably very popular. A lot of New Yorkers are probably going to like him. He's going to be like they showed at the very end credit scene that they're looking for a brawler who's going to be the mayor. They're setting it up to be Kingpin.
It was a little bit on the nose, I think.
Sure,
I was like, okay, like they just keep talking about like someone coming out from the shadows who's,
it might have been a bit much.
Yeah, bare knuckle brawler. I'm just like, okay, like like basically.
Who could it be?
Yeah, it's like someone who knows Kingpin's like trying to like set it up, like, hey, but that wasn't. It was just like a coincidence. Just happens to turn the sound on the TV. So
yeah, it's
because I kind of got sidetracked. We're gonna get back to what I think was somewhat of the positives of Echo. Although maybe the Echo character, she's not going to be probably as beloved as, Daredevil, for example, but I do think they did a pretty good job of showing her and developing her character in this with only 5 episodes. Mm-hmm. And the trailers being very heavily Kingpin and Daredevil focused. Well, not Daredevil focused, but
they showed clips.
They showed clips of him, yeah.
They didn't have to show him at all.
Yeah. I feel like we did get a good amount of Echo. We got to find out same time she did about her powers, which she didn't really have any powers before. So she
started to develop them throughout the episodes. Each episode was titled after one of the different people from her generations of heritage.
But the other thing I have to say is for a character and some scenes that were mostly in American Sign Language, there was quite a bit of emotion in some of those scenes. Yeah. I felt myself getting a little bit choked up and actually kind of the emotion getting to me. So that was good. I mean, the fact that they were able to convey that kind of emotion without even like spoken dialogue for the most part was pretty impressive to me. Yeah, so
for sure. Yeah, it was nice to see the family aspect and the relationships they all had with her. Some of them knew sign better than others, which a lot of them, I guess, learned, from the actress who played Makari. Her husband was like the person that they got to help teach them American Sign Language. So they all learned it at different variations. People that were closer to her knew sign better, and some of them would speak while they're signing. Some would only sign to her. It was kind of a variation, it was kind of cool, and getting to see how she got her name and her powers as her generations echoed. They had different skills and abilities, all the different versions of her through the generations. Not even, in her mother, her grandmother, all of them, they had different abilities and powers and all passed on. And she got these like abilities. You could see like the little swirl in her hand. And then she could even pass that post powers off to her bloodline though. Yeah. At the very end, her grandma and her cousin, they, was her name Bonnie? It was Bonnie, and then Biscuits. Yeah. Biscuits was awesome.
Did Biscuits get any powers?
Well,
they should have shown his hands going as he's driving the
big monster truck, which is funny because he went to that scrap yard with his grandma's truck, and then he just got these big old tires.
Yeah. There's some kind of cheesy things,
but a lot of cheesesiness, but I like Biscuits overall.
Yeah, I think Biscuits and
his dog.
From what I'm seeing on most stuff online, people really like Biscuits. He's one of the better parts of the show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, but also with the whole bringing the whole Defenders team, all of them canon on the Marvel timeline on Disney Plus, they added the Echo series in the Defenders section. So that implies that she's going to be part of the Defenders going forward. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, they're going to bring her back at some point. In the comics, she has the Phoenix Force powers at one point. So obviously she had something in her that the Phoenix Force attached to her, even if it was brief.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I liked Marvel Snap Game, but in the Marvel Snap, I was one of the cards I have as her as the Phoenix Force is kind of cool. I'll put a picture up of that. But yeah, so she does have something in her, even in the comics, some kind of powers, even though it's not as strong as some other characters, but she's going to be a cool addition to everything going forward on the street level.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Marvel's going to do with which characters, if really any other than Matt Murdock we get back from the Netflix series. I mean, it sounds like they're kind of making that all in the Sacred Timeline. There's been a lot of rumors about getting Jessica Jones back, so I'm assuming Kristen Ritter is going to resume that role. I think most people really enjoyed her playing that character. I know I did. We don't know about Mike Coulter. I really hope he comes back. If they bring Luke Cage back, I think he was an awesome Luke Cage. So I'd like to see him come back. I don't know about Iron Fist. I think that was the least liked series. But I think there's been other rumors about John Bernthal coming back as a Punisher. So
I'm pretty sure that one is sure, because I think he said something himself about how he wants to make sure that he, does the character right.
You're right. Yeah, I think you did send that to me. I remember seeing something about that. So I hope so, man. And I hope they kind of, confirm all this stuff soon. I think they'll get a lot of goodwill towards people, their fans, if they kind of, solidify these rumors and say, yep, we're doing this. These people are coming back. So give us something to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm excited to see where they're going with all of this, especially because the rumors are that Spider-Man 4 is supposed to be more of a a ground level type of thing. No one knows who Peter Parker is anymore, so he's just kind of like living his life in college or whatever, and probably working for J. Jonah Jameson and stuff like that. Being a photographer. I mean, they're gonna have Fisk as mayor, probably. They're gonna have Daredevil most likely, or other ground level characters.
Yeah, I've heard rumors of Daredevil and Spider-Man teaming up to fight against Kingpin. I mean, obviously that would be amazing. That'd be pretty cool for those of us who are comic fans.
For sure. I mean, because Kingpin was originally a Spider-Man villain, so I'm sure that they'll have him in some aspect in the movie.
Yeah. A lot to look forward to if they actually roll out some of these ideas. So, for sure. Anyways, guys, if you had a chance to check out the Echo series, let us know how you enjoyed it.
All right, guys. So next month on Valentine's Day, we're getting the Madam Web movie, and we just got some promo art that came out along with a ocean spray bottle of her costume reveal.
Yeah, kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm not sure. I want to be excited about this movie. It's
some of that early stuff you said that said it looked like it was a lot of fun.
So
not so serious.
I've heard there's been some early screenings and that the response has been mostly positive, and that people are saying it's an entertaining movie, not necessarily as serious as some of the other movies. Kind of probably going to be more in line with Morbius and Venom, and being that it is also part of the Sony kind of Venom verse, if you will. It's not going to be probably like an Avengers level type movie.
Sure.
Well, it's definitely not going to be an Avengers level type movie, but it's going to be something that supposedly it's entertaining, it's fun, as long as you don't take it too serious.
Yeah, I mean, and you're not the biggest fan of the costumes. I mean, they don't look. You said they look like remind you of a CW show. I get it.
The trailers I had seen already kind of reminded me of a CW show, and then they released these images of the costumes, and I'm like, wow, it looks even more like a CW show now. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try not to go in there with too high of expectations.
Sydney Sweeney's mask. I mean, obviously they want to show Sydney Sweeney more than anything. So
yeah,
in the comics, that her character would normally have like all white eyes, and it looks pretty cool. It
looks more like a mask.
Yeah, like this one, it's just kind of like open, really open. Yeah. You can see her eyes really well, and like it's not hiding who she is at all.
No, I mean, she might as well just have on like a headband. If it's just to keep her hair back or something, just put on a headband. I don't know.
So, but I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm hoping that it'll be good. I'm going to watch it, but we'll see.
Yeah. We were kind of talking earlier that like it's funny that they put it on an ocean spray like cranberry bottle to show her costume, and it's super like out of left field, but there is a slight tie-in with cranberries and spiders. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they flood the cranberry fields to make all the cranberries float, and they have to go collect all the cranberries, right? Well, one of the things they do in these fields supposedly is they have a lot of wolf spiders in these fields because they're natural predators to the bugs and things that will eat the cranberries. So they don't have to use as many pesticides and stuff. They let the spiders take care of the other bugs.
Makes sense.
But when they flood the fields, these spiders all float up to the top and they're trying to get away because they don't want to drown. And so the people who collect the cranberries just get covered in wolf spiders. They climb up, they're trying to get onto anything they can.
Got a very strange phenomenon on cranberry farm. So some cranberry farmers use wolf spiders to control pests in the field. And when they flood the fields, all of those spiders run to the tallest thing around, which is you. A cranberry farmer said, nah, man, you're gonna have like 100 wolf spiders trying to climb your eyebrows. You gotta be chill. Those wolf spiders are fellow employees. Yes, wolf spiders do bite, and yes, I am now terrified of going to a cranberry.
They say if you're gonna be a field worker in these cranberry fields, just be okay with being around spiders because they're gonna climb all over you. So
it's all connected. It all makes sense.
That's the tie-in. So that's how she gets her powers. She's working in a cranberry field, and she gets bitten by a radioactive wolf spider. Oh. And sorry,
that connects her to all the other spiders.
It all ties in. Sorry, Doug gave me some energy gum, so I'm just
yeah, not a sponsor, but Neuro Gum.
Yeah,
works pretty
not sponsored
well.
Yet.
Yep. Neuro.
I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna check out Madam Web. I'm hoping it's gonna be decent. I'm not going in with high expectations.
Yeah, no, Amber and I will definitely go see it.
It's a great Valentine's Day movie,
Yeah, I mean, maybe not as much of a romantic movie as Deadpool, when the original Deadpool movie, and I think Deadpool 2 didn't also come around Valentine's Day. Yeah. I think he even says it's a love story.
Yeah, he says it's a family movie too.
Family movie, yeah. But yeah, but I'll definitely go check it out, and I feel like sometimes when you go in with really low expectations, you're pleasantly surprised. I'm kind of assuming it's, for me anyways, it's going to be kind of like a Marvel's situation, where it's not getting like amazing reviews. People aren't super excited.
It's either going to be liked or hated. It's not going to be probably loved by many. I mean, some people will love it. There's always some.
Yeah, I like Dakota Johnson.
Thing she said, the thing Alex sent us said, you're gonna love it or whatever. You're gonna watch it.
That when you see Madam Web, you're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
She's predicting. So I can also predict the future in real life, and you're gonna see the movie twice. I'm like, I mean, I'm probably not gonna see it in the theater twice unless it's really amazing.
We're probably have a flashback to us, like going to watch it again, like, oh, she was right.
Pretty funny. But yeah. But just the lines, some of the lines in this trailer, they're just so flat and just...
Let's do this again.
Yeah, and then that scene, like I watched a breakdown video of the newest trailer recently, and they keep showing the scene over and over where she gets stabbed. And I'm not sure if you've seen it. If you haven't watched it, watch the trailer.
I'll put clips up for sure.
She watches the knife as he like flips it around and stabs her, and she doesn't even struggle to get away at all. She just watches it, and watching that over and over, it's just hilarious how she's just like watching the knife, doesn't move at all, and then gets stabbed.
I'm just like, I wonder if she feels it every time. Like, that's gotta hurt getting stabbed over and over again.
I don't know, but she's not even like struggling to get away. It's just funny. She's just like mesmerized by this. I don't know. Watch it. Let me know. Am I overreacting? It seems hilarious that she just stands there and watches herself get stabbed over and over. But anyways,
we'll see in about a month's time how it is, and let us know down below if you guys are excited to see Madam Web, and if you're not, what's keeping you away from wanting to watch it?
Are you more inclined to drink some cranberry juice?
I know I'm not. Not after that story. Wolf spiders.
There's so much wolf spider legs in my cranberry juice.
Oh.
Sorry. All right, guys, for our next topic of the day, we're going to discuss some Fantastic Four news.
Yeah, so it hasn't still been officially announced for the casting, but with Pedro Pascal's like 99.9% for sure going to be Reed Richards at this point. I mean, he's canceled some movies because of filming with Marvel for the Fantastic Four, but they just haven't officially announced the cast.
Yeah.
Which
I think it was someone from the movie. Was it Weapons? The movie Weapons he was doing?
Is that Zach Kreger movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he backed out of that.
They said so he could, film Fantastic Four.
Yeah. So he's going to be Reed Richards. And then also likely for sure it's going to be Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. I mean, it's all but confirmed.
It's definitely what it's seeming like. Yeah.
I mean, we'll know for sure in the next couple months, as they were supposed to start filming spring of 2024, and now it seems like there's some delays. They're going to be pushing back to Q3, it said.
Well, I mean, Pedro Pascal is a very busy guy right now. I mean, like you had mentioned earlier to me, with Gladiator 2 coming out soon.
We'll do a press for that.
And have a press run for that. Yeah, I mean, he's doing voice acting for the Mandalorian stuff. And we'll talk about it later, but there's a Mandalorian Grogu movie that just got announced that he's gonna be doing. He doesn't do the suit anymore, apparently. He's just doing the voice. So in case you didn't know that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably easier for him schedule wise.
Yeah. So he's gonna be doing voice acting for that. Then Fantastic Four, obviously. There's just a lot going on for him. I think they're filming a season 2 of The Last of Us. If they haven't already, they're probably going to be soon.
Yeah, they're already. Yeah, they're.
Yeah. So he's a busy dude. He's a popular guy right now. And
he's a great actor, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the delaying of the Fantastic Four production, there's possibility that the release date will get delayed as well.
Yeah.
It could possibly swap dates with the Thunderbolts. Which I know is in production as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully that, I mean, obviously they're going to be connected, but they'll have to readjust things of how they're tied in if they swap dates.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this casting, at least those two. I know the other ones are still kind of up in the air, but it sounds like we're getting Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal.
For sure. Yeah.
And I like both of them quite a bit. I think they'll both do an excellent job in these roles. But it feels like it's been like the longest rumored casting news that we've ever had for the MCU.
And when will they finally announce it? Are they going to wait all the way till D23 or is Comic-Con in July? I don't know.
I don't know. We don't even know if they're going to have a presence at Comic-Con, right? Because they've been kind of putting off to do their own stuff.
Doing their own stuff, but who knows? Maybe they will announce that'll be their one big thing at Comic-Con.
They're doing D23 this year, but I hear it's in October this year, I want to say.
I don't know. I don't remember.
This will be this last year, the D23 was D23 Destinations, which was more about their parks and stuff. So this one will, I think every other year they do their more TV shows and movies and news in their D23. So we should get some stuff like that. Whether or not we have to wait till then for this news, I don't know. I think we're all kind of hoping we're going to get some concrete news right after the strike ended, and then that hasn't happened. So
yeah, a lot of people were projecting, okay, right when it's over, they're going to get announce the cast. I mean, I'm sure they already had the cast, but they're waiting for whatever reason. They have their reasons. I don't know, maybe something connected with Deadpool. I mean, maybe that's the only movie they have coming out that's a MCU proper as of now. The Sony stuff's still separate.
Yep.
So Deadpool 3 is the only Marvel movie coming out in 2024 in July. So maybe they're waiting because something Fantastic Four related will be in Deadpool.
Yeah. Speaking of Deadpool, I think we're hoping to get a trailer here pretty soon.
Yeah. So the rumor is that it's going to be happening Super Bowl Sunday, which is the 11th of February. So
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So with that, coming out and then leading into Madam Web. They'll be able to show that trailer on Madam Web too, so it'll help promote it even more.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, that makes total sense of when the trailer should drop, and that gives them plenty of time until July for the movie to come out, so they'll be able to do their marketing stuff that they do so well with Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously Ryan Reynolds is kind of like a marketing genius.
He accepted his award for Welcome to Wrexham in the Deadpool mask.
Deadpool, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he knows what he's doing. So yeah. I'm going to see expect a lot of fun marketing for that movie.
Yeah, and speaking of which, so there was for a little while there were some rumors that Taylor Swift may be doing like a Lady Deadpool role, but then
or Dazzler. I mean,
but I mean, we kind of talked about that already. That's why I didn't get into that too much. But then someone came out and said that it's someone closer.
Yeah, I heard something saying that it was someone closer to Ryan there would be a Lady Deadpool in the movie. Yeah. So, potential spoilers. I mean, obviously we don't know for sure. But there's going to be a lot of different Deadpool variants, I assume too. In the movie, there's Dogpools confirmed.
Yeah.
But there's supposed to be a Lady Deadpool. So, I'm assuming if it's someone closer to her, it's going to be Blake Lively and his wife.
Makes sense. I mean, his wife, Blake Lively is an actor as well. And so
perfect. And I did some AI art the other day just to see what it could look like. So I'll put that on the screen of her as Lady Deadpool. I mean, it's not too far-fetched. So we'll see.
So we're hearing that if Taylor Swift is not Lady Deadpool, that she may either be back to what people were assuming is Dazzler, or you'd heard another rumor
that she could be just playing herself. She could be Taylor Swift in the movie, and that she might do an original song for the soundtrack, similar to what Celine Dion did for Deadpool 2.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. It sounds very likely. I mean,
especially since they're all friends and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they're all friends. Blake Lively. And
imagine her marketing that movie like that. So many people are going to see this movie as it is, and then using Taylor Swift in your marketing strategy.
Yeah,
like that's genius. So like.
Yep. I mean, you're going to get a bunch of different fans for different reasons, right? I mean, I like Taylor Swift's music for the most part. Sure. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan.
Alex is a huge Taylor Swift
fan. There you go.
He's admitted it to me.
Yeah. But then there's those of us who really like Hugh Jackman and are excited about seeing, Wolverine coming back. For me, the excitement is not necessarily just that Hugh Jackman's coming back as Wolverine, but their banter, the two of them, is just hilarious to me.
Oh, for sure.
To see Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds kind of...
Even more so that we're getting more X-Men, and that's leading into X-Men in the MCU.
Yeah, ultimately, obviously, if you know me, you know that I'm a big X-Men fan. That's what I'm really excited about. So, we've had a few little things happening, between the Beast cameo.
Charles Xavier and Multiverse of Madness. That Kamala Khan is a mutation. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the comics now she is a mutant.
Yeah. So they're dropping little tiny bits of X-Men stuff throughout the MCU. So this is gonna be kind of the biggest thing we get, having like Wolverine legit, in the movie.
Them essentially probably killing off a lot of the older X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leading forward into Secret Wars and whatever's coming forward with the X-Men and the mutants and Brotherhood. I don't know what they're gonna do. Some kind of movie like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, ultimately, I think. Deadpool 3 is probably one of the most, other than maybe Spider-Man No Way Home, is probably one of the most like hyped MCU.
Infinity War or something.
Yeah, that's true. Infinity War, and Endgame were all pretty big hyped movies too. Yeah. But being that we get only one MCU proper movie this year, I think it's pretty cool that it's Deadpool, and I think it's gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be huge. I'm super excited for it. I've seen my leg, I've got a big Deadpool tattoo. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. What are you guys thinking? Are you excited for Deadpool 3? What are your thoughts on the Fantastic Four being delayed again? Let us know in the comments below.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the DC show.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a marvelous day.
I feel like we kind of maybe got that.
I like doing the one finger now.
Okay.
Especially because we have a small area.
Should we both just do one finger? You gotta point right at the camera. Right there. Oh! Dang it.
I'll clip mine out and just leave you.
Oh, you son of a... Okay.
Yeah, one of those will be good.
Stick it around. Stick it up your... Something like that.
Yeah. Did it all for the nookie.
All right, yeah. You don't even have to keep my Wolfsboro story in there if it's ridiculous.
No. I'm going to for sure.
It's still just gonna be an outtake.
I think it's good. Different. No one else is talking about wolf spiders in their videos.
Yeah.